Puerto Rico makes some noise. Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm the only one over here. This is nice. I love coming out here. I am Puerto Rican from the Bronx. Give me a round of applause, yes. Out here in Texas. But I'm a white Puerto Rican. I'm a New York basically. White Puerto Rican. Basically, that means I failed Spanish in high school. Seriously, dude, I went to summer school for Spanish. Only Puerto Rican kid in the class. Everybody cheated for me the first test. Everybody failed. Like, dude, what happened? I'm like, obviously I don't know if I'm here. Because my mother, whitest Puerto Rican woman in the world you would ever meet. She sounds like a Jewish lady from Staten Island with Tourette's. Like, oh my gosh, shut up, get out of here. That's how she talks. She never spoke Spanish to me in my house. That's why I failed Spanish. The first time my mother ever spoke Spanish to me was at the parent-teachers conference in high school when the Spanish teacher telling her I'm failing Spanish. She looks at me, she's like, oh, ¿tú no sabes español? I said, don't show off now because the teacher here. I'm like, lady, you the reason that I have to read the subtitles when I watch Narcos, okay? And I got ADHD, so I can't read that fast, so I gotta keep rewinding it. It takes me 5 hours to watch one episode. That's not cool. It's bad. I only listen to Spanish music thinking it's going to teach me Spanish. Not at all. I know all the words to these songs, still no idea what they mean. What in the world is a taki-taki? I have no idea. You know what I mean? And it's horrible, you know what I mean? But being over here, I moved to Las Vegas during the pandemic from New York. Give me a round of applause. I'm on the West Coast now, closer to you guys. It's cool. You know what I mean? Because in New York, you know, they shut everything down, but I miss my mother because my mother was my best friend. You know what I mean? And COVID happened. She ran away with my dad, like every other Puerto Rican, either to Florida or Puerto Rico. They went to Puerto Rico. And, you know, I miss her. You know what I mean? Because she's a diva. Where's my divas at? Divas make some noise. I see a couple of y'all in here. Okay? In Spanish, it's called coma mierda. Okay? See, he gets that. Okay? You know what I'm talking about. This is what makes my mother a diva and a coma mierda. Okay? She's retired now. But when she was working, she worked at Einstein Hospital in the Bronx, which was 6 blocks from the house. But my mom, diva, would never take no bus 2 stops. Now, what does a diva do? She would drive to work every day, 6 blocks. But she could never find parking. She would park 15 blocks after the hospital. But that's not the diva part. The diva part is every day my dad would pick her up from work to take her to a car so she could drive home. I'm like, that's some lazy diva stuff. I'm like, Dad, you happy mom's retired now? She's like, no, she's home every day. They're so cute. They just made 50 years married last week. 50 years married. You know, yes. Clap for that. It's amazing. You know, together. Any other married couples? Married couples? Where you at? Right here? How long are you married, buddy? 15 years. Give them a round of applause. 15 years. And you still like sitting close to her with your arm around and everything. It's nice. Yeah, you know his wife? It's okay. Hey, I don't judge. I'm a comedian. We do dirty stuff too. It's okay. Yeah, but my parents, 50 years, you can tell the difference. They only been together 15. My parents, 50. Yeah, my parents were here. My dad would be over there. My mom would be over there. He'd be like, hey, she knows where the car is. Simple as that. But you know how you make it 50 years like my parents? Do what they do. Watch TV. Even if it's the same show, separate rooms. Totally works. My mom would be in the living room, my dad in the bedroom. Be like, Gladys, put on chair 2, stay inside on. Commercial comes, she'll run to the ring. Oh my God, you're so happy, I can't believe it killed her. I should go back. I'm like, Dad, why don't you watch the show with Mom? He's like, nah, she won't shut the hell up. I can't take it. Oh, they're so cute, man. You know what I mean? My mom, you know, she's into, now that she's retired, she's into judge shows, like Judge Judy, People's Court. How many of y'all like judge shows by round of applause? Make some noise you like judge shows. Clap, you like judge shows. Okay? Yeah. You see how I identified the people without jobs real quick with one question? The world are you doing home watching judge shows? The pandemic's over, get to work. Stop it, okay? I'm a comedian. I work at night, so I have an excuse. Sometimes I would watch them with my mother. And I watched one the other day, made me think about a social issue. And I never talk about social issues in my act. And the issue made me think about, that I'm happy about, is that the gay community can finally get married. Give them a round of applause. Yeah. That's awesome. That is the coolest thing in the world. They can get married. You want to be as miserable as the rest of married America? Join them. Why not? But that's not why I'm happy. You know why I'm happy? Because I can't wait for the first season of Gay Divorce Court. Because that's going to be awesome. What? Gay Divorce Court? Bro, that's not during the day. That's must-see TV late at night with a celebrity judge. You be watching NBC like, tonight, after American Ninja, stick around for RuPaul's Gay Divorce Court, where justice is fierce. You know what I mean? But it's got to be legit. Everybody likes to protest now. We got hashtags, right? You know, they got the rainbow flag next to the Texas flag. You know, they got the bad, wood benches, but now they got Gucci seating and they comfy, And every court TV show got two cases, right? So Gay Divorce Court, no different. They got two couples breaking up. A male couple breaking up, female couple breaking up. Male couple, two gay thugs. Yo, Your Honor, Your Honor, I can't take it no more, B. Yo, he don't even hold my hand no more, yo. He didn't even keep it real. I'm like, that's a little weird. Then you got the female couple, one female, gorgeous. Long black hair, beautiful face, nice boobs, nice butt. The other female looks like me. Same haircut, outfit, the whole thing. Tell me I don't look like a lesbian with my enormous ass. I swear to God. I'd be in a club like, it's not plastic, stop it. Not only does this woman want a divorce, she wants a DNA test because she thinks the kids are hers because they look all like her. Your Honor, I want a DNA test. Woman, you don't have sperm. Sit down, stop it, okay? And that's the case. That's what you gotta deal with. Oh, but my mom, man, she's the cutest, man. She's like the typical Latino. Typical Latino. She goes out, she goes to the restaurant, she goes out to the club, she's dressed to the nine. She has her hair done, new shoes, everything, right? But if she's in the house, she's got a little bata on, nightgown on, a neck brace on, a knee brace on, and waiting for my sister to come over or me and be like, what happened? You know what I mean? And so before the pandemic, I went over to the house, and she's there. She's got the neck brace on, the knee brace. Saying, oh, my neck, my back, my coochie, my crack, everything hurts. Oh, my God, all right, Mom, what happened? She's like, oh, everything's in pain. And I was like, you know what, Mom? You got to try what I got. Because the pandemic affected all of us comedians the worst. Shut down all the clubs, and especially in New York. We had no way for income. So what did I do? Me and my other Puerto Rican friend, we created marijuana edibles. And we became kingpins in the Bronx during COVID. Well, on our block, not kingpins, right? But what we did was we just used what we had. You know what I mean? We used corn pops, we used different cereals, we used Captain Crunch, Cocoa Puffs, we called them Smack Snacks. It was great. You know what I mean? That was our little thing. So I'm like, Mom, why don't you try the edibles that I make? She's like, no, but you put weeds in there. My mom, it's not called weeds, it's called marijuana, okay? I'm like, but Mom, it helps you with the pain. Just eat half of it and you'll feel better. She's like, you sure I'm not gonna get high? Because she's never been drunk or high. I'm like, yes, Mom, you'll be fine. Just eat half. Now, mind you, as I'm telling her this, I just ate 4 of them myself. I'm destroyed. And she loves watching black and white movies. So I sit down next to her TV, next to her bed, she's watching back. I'm like, why won't Daddy buy her color? I'm like, she deserves a color TV. They've been together 50 years, yo. And then I look over to my mother. She ate the whole thing. Now I'm paranoid. I'm like, oh my God, I just killed my mother. I'm like, Mom, what did you do? You're only supposed to eat half. She's like, you a punk. I don't feel nothing, yo. I'm like, this is nothing. You smoke? I don't feel nothing. I'm like, Mom, it has to digest, stupid, okay? She's like, whatever, you're a punk. I don't feel nothing. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna go in the living room, watch TV with Daddy. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, anything happens, let me know. 25 minutes later, Davian, forget about her knee pain. This woman ran to the living room. She goes, oh my God, my knee don't hurt, my neck don't hurt, but I got vertigo. Everything's moving. This is weird. She started laughing at me. She's like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? It was crazy. She's like, walk me to the bathroom. I can't move. And she said, it was the funniest thing, the best 4 hours I ever spent with my mother. My dad's like, you want to get your mother high? Now you go babysit your mother. I was like, well, Dad, I have comedy show with Diego. He's like, forget about Diego, forget about your comedy, babysit your mom, yo. And that was the best, man. I miss it. Now, I moved out here to the West Coast. I'm living in Vegas. Yeah. The pandemic happened, they shut everything down. I said, yo, babe, grab the dog. I bought a convertible before I lose my hair, and I moved to Vegas. And I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. You know what I mean? I never wore shorts in February. It's amazing. You know, and in Vegas, you see a lot of stuff in Vegas you don't see in New York. Like, they got the desert. We got grass and trees, you know? They got palm trees. No coconuts, but they got palm trees. You know, no coconut, I don't know why. They got casinos. You know what I mean? Casinos, which is awesome. All we got close to New York is Atlantic City. And the best way to describe Atlantic City, if Vegas took a crap, Atlantic City would be it. That's the best way to describe Jersey. They got tons of stuff in Vegas that we don't see in New York. They got Mexicans that speak English. I never seen that. Like, we don't have that. I met Diego. He's like, what's up, dude? I said, what is wrong with him, yo? I'm like, I don't see this in New York. You know what I mean? Because it bugged me out. Like, the Mexicans in New York are different than the Mexicans out here. Like, I'm 6'3". The Mexicans in New York are 3'6". They don't come in my height at all and stuff like that. But y'all are different. The Mexicans out here, y'all are different. Mexico, make some noise. Where you at? Mexico, make some noise. I love y'all. I love y'all. But y'all are different than the Mexicans in New York. Because one thing you got in common, y'all love this hot sauce thing. Yeah. Puerto Ricans, we don't do hot. Okay? Caribbean Latinos, we don't do hot sauce. But your hot sauce is opposite than what it is in New York. Like the green sauce in New York, that's the hot sauce. That's the super hot sauce. That's the mild over here in Texas and in Vegas. Okay? The dark red sauce, that's the hot. That's the mild in the Bronx. Diego didn't tell me this when I moved to Vegas. Okay? I get to the taco spot, I'm like, yo, Papo, let me get 3 tacos, put a lot of that dark red sauce on it. He's like, you sure? I said, yes, now, coño. He's like, oh, coño, okay. 2 seconds later, he's like, te gusta puñeta, güey. I'm like, all right. That's not fair, bro. You trying to kill me, Paco. You know, it bugged me out. And I love y'all Mexicans. Y'all been welcoming. But one thing I don't understand is why y'all got mad when Trump wanted to build a wall. I think that's great for Mexico. Let Biden build the rest of the wall. That would be the best thing that ever happened to Mexico. That single-handedly will solve the housing crisis in Mexico. Think about it. They're going to give you one big-ass wall. All the Mexicans I know, they're the best at construction. Bring 3 more walls and a roof, boom, you got a house right there. Hector, where do you live? On the coast. The coast of America, fool. Look. It goes all the way down. Right? Put paddleboat coast there, really make them mad. You know what I mean? That'll be cool. Because you know what it is? A lot of people that are not Latin sometimes can't tell the difference between Puerto Ricans and Mexicans. Man, can you tell the difference between Puerto Rican and Mexican? No clue, right? It's okay. I can't tell the difference between Filipino, Chinese, or whatever. I'm like, all I know is y'all can't make a right or a left to save your life. What is it? But you know how you tell the difference? Go to New York, all right? Go to Central Park. You see a bunch of Latin guys on one side playing baseball. Latin guys on the other side playing soccer. Where the Puerto Ricans at? Baseball. That's right. We don't mess with that soccer stuff. There's too much running involved in that sport. You know, Puerto Ricans, we are lazy people. Only time you see a Puerto Rican run at the hit of a baseball or whip it in the background. That's the only time. Y'all Mexicans love to run. Y'all got borders to get to and stuff like that. Puerto Ricans, we're from an island where we're going to run to the water. Oh, it's wet. Mira, play baseball. The Yankees pick us up later. It's okay. I can describe the first time soccer was explained to a Puerto Rican by a Mexican, and he was in shock. He's like, wait a minute. Papi, shut up. Wait a minute. You want me to run? Then after that, you want me to run all the way back? Run back again. Come back again. All day? And at the same time, papi, do you want me to kick a ball? Papi, forget you, okay? Mira, how about this? Throw me the ball. If I hit it, then I come. If I miss it, I sit down. I try to get later. It's okay. We keep it moving. That's it. But the crazy thing is, I moved to Vegas, and I moved to the hood in Vegas by accident. Yeah, I moved to Northeast Vegas by Nellis Air Force Base. And you know that? That's the hood. See, forget y'all. Y'all know what hood is, okay? I'm from the projects in the Bronx, okay? Our hoods, you cannot lean on the elevator because that's where everybody urinates, okay? Unlike our hoods, and unlike Vegas and West Coast, that come with 5 swimming pools, okay? They got racquetball courts. I got a tennis court in my apartment complex. I got a washer and dryer in my apartment. I have a dishwasher. I never had a dishwasher. No Puerto Rican in my family in the Bronx had a dishwasher. One cousin, Maria, and that's because she married an Italian, and that's the one that made it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have that. I got a parking spot where I can see my car. But the crazy thing is, my girlfriend picked the apartment. And she's white and blonde. And she picked an apartment in Vegas in the hood. But she's not regular white. She's Ukrainian. Yeah, I got that imported. It's nice. You know, it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool because now I got all these different fans. I got mad Republicans love me because she's white and hot and blonde. And the Democrats love me because she's an immigrant. It's awesome. I'm like, seriously, we're getting married. How cool is that? That I'm going to be the first ever Latino to make a white woman legal. That is cool. You don't see that. You don't see that. And she picked the apartment because we were there. And she goes, oh my God, jacuzzi, walk-in closet. I like we think. And she picked it because I don't argue with her. Ukrainian women, they're crazy. You got that? She's like, you don't cheat on me? Yes, I'm 45. I'm scared. I'm not cheating on you. She's like, fine. She's like, whose head is this? I'm like, it's blonde. It's yours. Okay, I check. What the hell? You know what I mean? Arguing with her? I don't want to argue with her. You know how long it takes to make up with her because we got to use Google Translate? It's not cool. She's like, read this. Read this. I'm like, oh God, I gotta read this. It's a pain. You know what I mean? And to find out food, she's a vegan. Yeah, that eats fish or Pentecostal, whatever that is. It's a pain. You know what I mean? But like, I mess with her. We mess with each other. That's what makes it. When is that your best friend? That's your wife, but that's your best friend? That's when you know it's worth it. That's when you know when they're your best friend, you're not tempted to cheat. That's when you know it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like, she's my best friend. We mess with each other. You know what I mean? Like, she's a vegan that eats fish. So, like, I'm a good boyfriend. I'll go and I'll cook her the Impossible Burgers. And I'll put a little avocados or whatever next to it. But then when I make mine, I put bacon and cheese on mine. And she's like, what are you doing? That defeats the purpose. No, the purpose is me to like how it tastes, okay? But she's Ukrainian, so she doesn't get our American comedy. So anytime I drag her to a comedy show, she'll sit right in the front. Everybody's laughing, stone-faced. There's no, they cold-hearted, you know what I mean? She doesn't understand our comedy. So what she does to get back at me, whenever we go home, she'll watch Russian stand-up. And she'll be like, oh my God, he's so much better than you. I'm like, you know, I don't know what he's doing. That's not fair. You know, and she's fun. But she picked the apartment. That's the crazy part. So the day I was supposed to move in, it was a Wednesday. She's like, I like this apartment. I go back. So she went back to Brooklyn. I'm supposed to move in on a Wednesday. I'm at the light on Craig Road in Vegas. All of a sudden, man, cops pass me by, SWAT team tanks, hostage negotiated trucks, coroner vans. I'm like, something must have happened at the base. I get to the front of my complex. The cops got the place shut down because some guy took his wife and baby hostage. They're not letting anybody in or out of the complex. This is my moving day, sir. I'm going crazy. I pull up to a cop. I'm like, yo, officer, listen, I'm supposed to move in. He goes, not today, not. I said, officer, I just signed a lease here. Am I moving into a bad area? He goes, listen, I'm an officer of the state of Nevada. I'm not allowed to give you my personal opinions on our wonderful state and our beautiful cities. But I can tell you this, all the calls to my precinct come from your complex. I'm like, oh. Now I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I just signed a lease with my white girlfriend, and now all the neighbors are coming out because it's the desert, so I guess they don't come out when you're taking the tour, you know what I mean? So now they out, and I can tell these neighbors were hood because I'm from the hood. And I parked my car and I went up to this girl, and I knew she was hood because all of her kids' names were tattooed on her left arm. I swear to God. So I'm like, excuse me, boo, I just signed a lease to get in here. Am I moving into a bad area? Swear to God. She's like, oh my God, this thing is mad ghetto, yo. Everybody is mad ratchet, yo. You know, but the apartments be nice. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, she just picked the hood. I got mad. I call her up. I'm like, yo, babe, I call her on WhatsApp. I'm like, babe, look what happened. You know what I mean? You picked an apartment in the hood. We're screwed. I already signed a year lease. Look over here. There's hostage negotiators there. There's SWAT team snipers there. There's cops there. Everything else. We moved to the hood. You picked the place. You know what she told me? She goes, babe, I'm from Ukraine. It's a war-torn country. Okay? You think I'm scared of American Vegas hood? Please. Okay? I grew up 5 minutes from Chernobyl. My uncle invented AK-47, okay? She goes, it's open carry. You get gun, I get gun. I'm like, all right, I'm Puerto Rican. I always get a knife. Why not, right? And that's the thing that crazed me. You guys got open carry over here in Texas too, right? Yeah, they got that in Vegas. See, everybody in America is like, oh, everybody's nice down south. Everybody's nice down. Yeah, you gotta be nice, because everybody got a gun, okay? I miss road rage so much. I would be at the like in New York, road rage, like, yeah, forget you, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? F your mother or whatever. Over here in Texas, be like, yeah, F your mother, I already did, bang, bang, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's crazy. You guys got rifle racks. I never seen that. You know, it bugs me out. But yo, we moved in there, but I love it, you know what I mean? Like, that's your best friend, and you guys coming out is a nice date thing to do. Right? It's a cute date thing to do. But I'm gonna tell you one date thing not to do with your girl. Do not join the gym with your girl. Biggest mistake I ever made with her. Because she's already hot. You know what I mean? She goes to the gym to keep up the hotness. Me, I'm 45 years old. I haven't worked out in 45 years, okay? And you go in the gym, you got all these other diesel guys that have been doing this for decades, staring at my girlfriend. And I can't do anything about it. I'm like, what you looking at, yo? Yo, girl. Stop. You're hurting my feelings. It's not cool. You know, dating, man, I'm just happy I don't gotta date no more. That's the best thing about being older, because now it's horrible because you women are evil. You women have figured out how to make us swipe right on these dating apps when we should be swiping left. You know what I mean? You keep catfish. I got catfish 20 times on Plenty of Fish. I swear to God. Because you know what they do? I'm gonna tell you. You know what you know what these single ladies do now? They take a picture at this angle. Then they stick their head up really high. So the 3 chins just magically disappear. And then if the breasts are big enough to cover the area of their body they neglected their entire existence, you don't realize she's that big until you see this woman in person. I got a Mini Cooper. Big girls can't fit. I'm sorry. It's a 6-speed. It's thick. You know what I mean? Oh. But you know what I mean? Traveling is the best. Doing the comedy is the best. You know, I have a thing with girls with accents. Like my last girlfriend I was with, I traveled a lot to England and to Europe. She was English, but she was Indian. So it was cool. You know what I mean? I'd mess with her. I'd be like, baby, say it. She's like, I don't want to say it. I'm like, baby, say it. It turns me on when you say it. She's like, I don't want to bloody say it. I'm like, babe, tell me. Do I make you horny? What's your fanciest shag? I'm like, oh, I'm sexy. Yeah, because that English accent is cool for the first month. After that, and if you never graduated college, you feel retarded. Because like she's like, you're not funny. What were you doing? You're out there with these Spanish girls. They didn't even like you. I'm like, whatever, kill yourself. You know what I mean? You're mean. You know, and her father would always call me up, what are you doing? Are you taking care of my daughter? Yes, I'm taking care of your daughter. You know what I mean? Very well. Are you gonna have a kid? Not a shot, I'm sorry. Because I'm real Puerto Rican. I'm 45 years old, Puerto Rican, comedian, and I'm not gay, no kids. Give me a round of applause for that. I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records for Puerto Ricans. 45, no kids. By statistics, I'm supposed to be a grandfather. I got no kids that I know about. Because I keep changing my number, they're not finding me. You see, that's my kid, you better take a blood test, a urine test, a DNA test, bring me a Maury, really prove it. I want to be on TV. I need a credit, do it. But it's fun, man. You know what I mean? I love this comedy thing coming out here to Fort Worth. You know what I mean? Give it up for Diego and all these other guys over here, man. And Mike, Rafael, I was here before. Awesome. And I love it. And my TV show, I actually filmed out here, Comedy Bites. And this episode I filmed out here is the reason why we get picked up from networks. And they're bidding for me right now. It's called Comedy Bites. And if you go on YouTube, search Comedy Bites Dallas, you can see the episode that got us in the racing. It's basically a comedy, food, and travel show where me and two other female comics from New York, Nikki Carr and Tara Kenneth Tracy, we go to different comedy clubs across the country that have great food. We interview the chefs, comics from the city. So it's a comedy, food, and travel show. That's my show, Comedy Bites. Come for me. I made it. Well, I did it myself. Because I believe in one sentence. Make a living at what you love doing. That's the meaning of life. Make a living at what you love doing. No matter what. Do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? And I believe in one thing, and one thing I believe is be humble and be nice to everybody you meet. Seriously. Do that. Be nice and be humble to everybody you meet, because you never realize how small this world actually is. Okay? And I can explain that before I go simply by telling you the story on how I got my name. My name is Davian. And how I got my name, my mom used to go to a beauty parlor over 44 years ago in the Village, in Manhattan, and it was owned by her best friends, a gay couple. One guy named Dave, one guy named Ian. She put it together. I'm named after two gay dudes. That's why I got big lips and a big ass. I'm a gay guy's dream, but I'm not, okay? Now fast forward, 44 years later, my friend calls me up and says, hey, you want to do security at the Southampton Social Club in the Hamptons in Long Island because Justin Bieber's going to be there. I'm like, hey, I know karate, rich white kids, what can happen? I go over there, the owner, Ian, he had an earring in his right ear. So I figured, I'm like, this guy likes to get teabagged occasionally. So I go up to the head of security. I'm like, yo, you know if this guy Ian ever owned a beauty parlor over 44 years ago in the Village of New York with some guy named Dave? He goes, I don't know about a beauty parlor, but his husband's name is Dave. Now mind you, on my bucket list is two things. One, meet the guys I'm named after. Two, drive my car with my shirt off. I got 30 pounds to go. I'm almost there, okay? So I go up to him. I'm like, hey, Ian, how are you? I'm Davian, your security guard. He goes, hey, how you doing? I'm like, sir, you know what Davian Velez? My mother. He stops. He goes, child, I haven't heard the name in 40 years. That was my best girl back in the days. I was like, your husband's name is Dave. He's like, how do you know that? I was like, because my name is Davian, my mom is Gladys, and I'm named after you and your husband. This guy stops and he's in shock. I'm named after gay dudes, but I'm named after rich gay dudes, okay? These guys own 9 clubs in New York. He looks at me and goes, that is by far the nicest, most humbling compliment anybody has ever given me. I said, Papi, I'm the Puerto Rican son you never wanted. I'm like, you and your husband, call me Junior Puñeta. I'm Davian Velez. Keep supporting the Vatos. You guys have been fantastic. 2 great crowds, 2 great shows. Come out, Uno.
One more time for Davian Velez. Let him hear it all the way from New York City. Vegas, oh yeah, he's got the Latino shirt.
I do this show in Vegas called the Latino Comedy Jam. Make sure you get a shirt. I got it in girl sizes. Like the girls have like the short sleeve thing. And then I got regular men's size. It's $20 a ticket. Anytime you're in Vegas, as long as you send me a picture of you with your shirt, you get free admission to any show I'm doing in Vegas. I love you guys. All right, Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, Hyennas, Red. One more time for Davian. Let's give it up for the wait staff, give it up for yourselves. Thank you so much, man. That was the show. We got more shows coming up. Follow me on Texas Choco on Instagram. We posted on there. And thank you so much to everybody who came out, man. We can't do live comedy without y'all. Thank you so much, man. Have a blessed night. Peace. Yeah.
T-shirt, get a shirt, coño. Ándale. Whatever the fuck that is. What is this? Shirt. Thank you so much. Shirt.